Hi everyone, Michelle Melendez with Blossom Inner Wellness and StandTogetherHawaii.com. I wanted to do so. I've been kind of MIA for a bit. I've been on the mainland speaking at the New California State and also the Red Pill Expo, and I'm going to be sharing some videos around that this week. But today there's just so much going on, and I was looking at what I wanted to share, and I thought, you know what? I really want to look at all the emergency proclamations that the Hawaii governor has signed. And did you know that the Hawaii governor has signed 90 emergency proclamations? This man is literally doing what he wants, going, oh, there's an emergency. Oh, let's do another proclamation and we'll just take this law out and that law out and we'll do this over here. So let me just show you guys what he has done because this is not okay. Not okay, you guys. 90 Governor Josh Green has issued 90 emergency proclamations and has sparked legal challenges, thank God, around constitutional rights. So let's look at some of these things that he has violated. Separation of powers and non-delegation. He's violated the amendment provision, Hawaii Constitution, Article 3, U.S. Constitution Amendment, 10th Amendment. And this was on July 17, 2023. This was the month before the fire. It's going to be 2 years now for Maui fires. Month before the fire, he did a housing crisis. He literally acted like the legislative body. A governor cannot make laws. And he literally sat with, I believe it was 200 people over a 6-month period and did a whole emergency proclamation. Now, emergencies happen when something unknown happens and it's like, oh my gosh, the flood, emergency proclamation, the fires, emergency proclamation. But this housing crisis, he took 6 months with meeting over 200 people, and then he was like, housing crisis proclamation. And he literally, a lawsuit asserted Chapter 127 permits the governor to respond to specific events and occurrences, not century-long economic issues like housing shortages. Absolutely, absolutely. Is there a housing crisis? Yeah, there is. But you don't get to suspend laws because of a century-long economic issue like housing shortages. That gives you power that goes over and above, is literally a dictator. Plaintiffs argued that this use of emergency power circumvents the constitutionally mandated legislative process. Absolutely, absolutely. He basically ignored legislation of how this government works, of how this country works, and he said, this is what I'm going to do. That's a dictator, you guys. That is not a governor. That is a dictator. The governor cannot make laws, and he literally did that. And he's not supposed to be able to suspend laws, and he did that as well. So this is not Pono, everybody. Due process and public participation. He violated the U.S. 14th Amendment, due process. Hawaii Constitutional Article 1, Section 5, due process. The same housing proclamation suspended public hearings, environmental assessments, and burial protections, denying stakeholders who the regular people are supposed to be under stakeholders, but there's also other people that fall under that title. Stakeholders legally required procedural rights. So this housing proclamation suspended public hearings, environmental assessments, and burial protections. Earth Justice and community groups noted that restoring those protections only occurred after legal challenges. Okay, I do have an action, you guys. I want to share more of this, but if you have not joined StandTogetherHawaii.com, please go to join StandTogetherHawaii.com. Join us, because I am going to have an affidavit for us to sign. I don't know if this action is going to work, but I know that if we do nothing, that we can't just do nothing and watch as the Constitution is ripped to shreds and stomped on by this dictator called Hawaii Governor Josh Green. We can't do that, you guys. We have to at least try. And that's my kuleana, and that's what I feel I'm supposed to do and help out with this, because I am going to be doing an affidavit of truth against this absolute communist agenda. You can't just ignore the Constitution. Environmental and cultural rights. He violated the provision of Hawaii Constitution Article 9, and Article 12, Protection of Native Hawaiian Rights. July 17, 2023, the Housing Proclamation waived laws, which you're not allowed to do, ensuring protection of our kapuna and archaeological survey and environmental reviews. So Native Hawaiian leaders described it as an attack on cultural rights. He also violated freedom of speech and the press, and this was U.S. First Amendment. Although not exercised, House Bill 2581 was introduced to remove the governor's ability to suspend electronic media during emergencies. That's actually good. Critics said the power, if used, could represent unconstitutional censorship. Yes, it was introduced to remove the governor's ability to suspend electronic media. So this man, he's really something special here. Separation of powers, constitutional summary, is due process, environmental, cultural. Legal actions, the Hawaii Supreme Court is actively reviewing whether a governor can use emergency powers and policies. And the Second Circuit Court upheld the July 17th Housing Proclamation through the governor, later amended it to reinstate some protections. So this man is really working on absolutely shredding our Constitution and just saying it's an emergency. This is an emergency. So I get to say and I get to do what I want to do. And that's just not okay with me. I don't know how that sits with you guys. Please let me know in the comments. The main constitutional issues are bypassing legislation. There's a reason why we have a legislative body. One, not only do we have the county council members to go over these laws and to look at them, but we get to give testimony. People get to go into these meetings and give their testimony. So it's important that, one person doesn't have the power to just ignore laws, suspend laws. Let's suspend this law over here. This doesn't work with my agenda. So let's suspend 22 laws prior to the Maui fire. That's what he did. Denying due process and environmental public participation. That's the bottom line. The constitutional issues, amendments that he violated. Threatening Native Hawaiian rights and environmental protections. Potentially enabling censorship via media suspension powers. So this is really, this is what he suspended. I also wanted to show one other thing around this, and it is, where is it at? Public Health Watch. Can't find it. But anyway, I just wanted to do a short video, let you guys know that I am back on Big Island. Super love this island. So thankful that I'm not flying in the air again right now at this moment. But also really grateful to the Red Pill Expo for having me speak the third time. You can go to Red Pill Expo University. It's recorded there, as well as the new California state. They're working on a new California state that honors the Constitution, because that California state absolutely taken over by communists, 100%. And Hawaii, I am just looking at this going 90 emergency proclamations. Okay. That is not okay. So again, join standtogetherhawaii.com. Let's come together. That's the way it's going to work. That's the only way, is if we take action. Now, people have been emailing me about the Hawaii Bill 427, which puts in the biosecurity office into the Hawaii Agriculture Department, which literally says that they can, under the emergency powers, that they can take people's land. They can take people's livestock. They can take people's food. We are going to be doing an affidavit of truth. I don't know how it's going to work out, but I am creating that. And also, if you live on Big Island, we are doing an affidavit to the county council members on the Hawaii General Plan, showing the constitutional amendments that, as it is written, have violated. And what's really cool, the last thing I'll share with you guys, is that Matson, who is the company that is ships the shipping containers coming to the island are through Matson. They will not ship electric vehicles anymore. They are not going to ship electric vehicles anymore until some protection rights or some protection laws or something are put on the cars, because of the fires that the lithium batteries, which we have been telling our county council members about, the fires that if an electric vehicle catches on fire, it can take up to 2 hours to put out over 24,000 gallons of water, compared to a gas car, which takes 5 minutes, 5 to 700 gallons of water to put out. So I'm super excited about that, because that right there is going to, one, it's putting a wrench in the Hawaii general plan on Big Island to have all people have electric vehicles. Like, how are they going to have electric vehicles if our main shipping company isn't going to ship the cars here? So I'm super excited about that. And I just want to say much aloha to you guys. I'm going to grab some water. Glad to be back on island. Let's do a quick prayer. Infinite Creator, what a game this is. We just trust you. We know what is our kuleana. We do what is right, not what is always easy, but what is right. And Great Spirit, we trust, we know. And where's the, had a tickle in my throat. Needed to get some tea. All right. Whew. Great Spirit, Infinite Creator. What a movie this is. Sometimes it feels totally like Goliath and David and Goliath. But who won that battle? So it can feel scary sometimes going up against these government officials, but Great Spirit, you have written in the Bible 365 times, do not be afraid. So we choose that, Great Spirit. We choose courage. We choose the knowingness that they don't have power over us. Great Spirit, we trust you. We know that we're each guided to doing what is ours to do. And then we leave the rest to you, Great Spirit. We leave the rest to you. We do what is ours. We do what we know we can do. We trust in you, and we leave the rest to you. We see this world as being a better place. We see the Hawaiian Islands as free. We call it forth now. We call forth all of those who do not value human life, do not value people's freedom and private property, do not value our children to be kept safe. We bind them with the unconditional Christ consciousness of love. That frequency of love is so strong. And we bind all of those who would harm other people, who would take away our freedoms, would violate our amazing constitutional amendments. We know that they are peaceably removed from office. They voluntarily step down, or they are removed in whatever way you see fit, Great Spirit. We trust in you. We always stay in our hearts and stay in aloha with each other and with ourselves. And we do our work on our own lives as well, so that each one of us can live in peace in this present moment, moving forward and trusting in you. We know it is done, and so it is. Sending you and your ohana so much aloha from Big Island.